Hi guys, today we'll try to make a review of the monster paint set from Army Painter. So this box is made with a nice documentation, I would say, including a picture of the miniature that is in the box. We will see that later on. The box includes 30 paints, 30 different colors. The pots are a little bit smaller than what we are used to see in competitors, but I mean this is okay. Definitively enough paint to paint miniatures. So 30 various colors with kind of nice pinkish, purplish color that could fit well with monsters painting. You got three different metallic paints, so those are mandatory if you would like to paint armor, that kind of things, and three different washes to bring more contrast in your painting. But there is a miniature. The miniature is a mythic creature from D&D. So you have really well see what it is, and it's pretty nice. Done in one piece, no building required. Just have to prime the miniature, and then you can just start painting it. What we will do is we will try to do wet blending on this miniature to make it fast and efficient. So I have selected already my paint. This is what we need to do when you start wet blending, because you need to be prepared to have all the colors just ready to go, because you need to be fast. The principle is that you will use the miniature as a palette. You will mix directly on the miniature the different colors that you have selected. I have selected actually a yellowish color, pretty desaturated, and I will put this color on the place I want. And then when I have the first color, lighter yellow, I will take the brown one and try to mix directly on the miniature, the brown one. So that means you will create the gradient directly on the miniature. Um, and that's why you have to be fast, because if you wait too long, the paint will dry, and if the paint dry, then you cannot really mix and create the gradient. So the aim is to directly create the first gradient by the first pass of paint during wet blending. So it's pretty easy to go. So I have accelerated a bit because, I mean, it could be boring to just watch me do the same thing all the time. So I generally do the same on the wings or arms. Still don't know if it's arms or wings on these creatures. And I will do exactly the same on all the other parts. So you don't have to overdo the job. I mean, at a point of time, you have to let it dry. Because if you come back again and again and again in the same place, you will finally remove what you have done before. So I do the same on the back and the dorsal part of the creature. Um, I choose for the dorsal part to start directly with the brownish one, because I just would like to emphasize by using color the lightning from above. So that means I have selected on purpose lighter color on the top than on the bottom of the dorsal part, just to also symbolize the lightning. So, but overall, nothing really fancy. I just splash paint on it, mix with my brush the different colors at the location where they bind, and then I do that on all the other part of the miniature. Uh, Obviously, I will be at a point of time just a tiny bit more cautious on the face, because this is the focal point of the miniature, and I really wanted to be a bit more cautious. But you see, even with this first pass mix of paint on this miniature, it starts to have a kind of contrast and kind of visibility. That's the point with the wet blending. You gain visibility pretty fast. So instead of applying the first base color carefully and then applying a shadow or few shadows and then few lightning, uh, after the first pass of paint, you have already visibility. So as I said, I try to be a bit more cautious on the face. Uh, I wanted also to frame the face with colors to make it really the focal point. So I use really darker paint just below the face, darker paint just above the face, just to make it framed and gain more visibility. So again, just a little bit more cautious on the face, painting some details, and you will see before the final picture that I will also have to paint the details, the eyes, etc. But the aim of this tutorial is really to show the wet blending. So you see here I have a very good base. The colors are blended together. I have a contrast already on the arms, on the face, and overall I would say it takes me about 45 minutes to do that. Then, when it's done, when the first pass and the color are mixed and dried, I can go finally to the next step. So, what about the next step? So I try to increase a little bit the contrast on the face with a bit more white on some area of the face to make it really pop a bit more. But you see the back and the arms are already done. So that is pretty easy to do. I mean, uh, just put a bit more light on specific parts of the face, on the arms, and you will see it's already pretty decent. Even to play with, it's okay. So now, next step. The next step will be to bring again more contrast. So I use the washes, including in the box, that I will put on all over my miniature, and due to the consistency, it will fold into the recesses and bring more contrast. So if needed, of course, I remove the excess if I have been too generous on it. And you will see how it looks at the end. So here is the miniature after the wash. So you see it's a bit shiny, but it will dry pretty more or less matte. And then we can go to the next step. I would say almost the last step, dry brushing. I want to make it fast, efficient, and easy. So you just take some lighter paint, lighter yellowish, or even white if you want. But I prefer to avoid white until the very last highlight. And I use the big dry brush from Army Painter, which are pretty nice. And I just dry brush vertically on the miniature to bring contrast. So you see, easy. The miniature has already a kind of a lot of contrast. So I need just to work now on the detail, the eye, the clothes, all these kind of things, and of course the base. So I will show you the final picture very soon. I hope you like it. I will try to do more video, so I hope you enjoy this one and see you soon. Bye bye.